Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the SUPES channel. My name is Matthew Ramos, and on this channel I aim to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So guys, with Spider-Man Far From Home right around the corner, in today's video, me and Anthony are going to be talking about the best Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene theories. But right before we do that guys, make sure to stay to the end of the video for giveaway details, as I'm going to be giving away 2 of these Captain America Hot Toys collectibles. Now without further ado, let's start talking about the best Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene theories. So the first post-credit scene theory is something that we have all been expecting for a long time now, and this is the Avengers Oscorp Tower reveal. Ever since the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, ever since Happy said that Stark Tower has been sold to someone else, we have all been wondering, who is this buyer? Is it Mr. Fantastic buying the basically renovating Avengers Tower into the Baxter building?
Yeah. Or
is it Norman Osborn turning the Avengers Tower into Oscorp? And all of the evidence, all of the speculation is definitely leaning to Avengers Tower turning into the Oscorp Tower. And this post-credit scene, to have this revealed in the post-credit scene for Spider-Man Far From Home definitely sets up the future for Spider-Man, as going forward, we know that it's going to slowly build to Norman Osborn becoming the Green Goblin and Oscorp assembling the Sinister Six. So this would be a huge reveal and something that we've all been speculating is going to happen, because they have been kind of teasing in the marketing of the Avengers Tower being under construction. We've seen it in multiple pieces of marketing footage. But, you know, how do you feel about the Avengers Tower turning into Oscorp?
Well, I'm just excited what Oscorp brings. I mean, you get the best Spider-Man villain of Green Goblin,
yes,
Norman Osborn, and
yes,
Spidey's best friend, Harry Osborn, which he's not in the Spider-Man universe yet, but he will definitely be introduced, obviously, with Norman Osborn, and I'd love to see how that plays out.
For sure. For sure. I mean, if there's anyone who is a Joker to Spider-Man, the same way Joker is to Batman, it's definitely Green Goblin. I'm sorry, Venom is not that character to Spider-Man, because the Green Goblin has always been someone who, not only is he a super menacing villain, but he's directly tied to Peter Parker's life with his son Harry Osborn. Yeah. And then he's also always the one pulling the strings, as being the head of Oscorp, which is a company that supplies other villains with super tech and gives them the power to wreak havoc and just adds more villains to the universe of Spider-Man. So to have this revealed in a post-credit scene would absolutely be super dope to see, and something we would all love to see. So guys, the next post-credit scene we have is a Norman Osborn reveal. So my theory of how this could happen is we could see a Mysterio being locked up in a cell, and then easily we get the reveal of Norman Osborn coming to confront Mysterio about his plans for the Sinister Six. This would probably be one of the biggest post-credit scenes in Marvel history.
Yeah.
And it would be something that we didn't expect at all, because, you know, going to Far From Home, there isn't a casting for the character of Norman Osborn. So to see like a fully well-known actor come out and play the character of Norman Osborn, and we get revealed to that, you know, in the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene, one, that would be extremely hard to pull off, because you already know Marvel's gonna cast someone big for the character of Norman Osborn. So for them to keep that under wraps, that big name actor under wraps for the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, that would be absolutely insane. And then we also have Norman Osborn confronting Mysterio, similar to how at the end of Iron Man 1, Nick Fury confronted Iron Man about the Avengers Initiative. Here we could see that parallel structure. Norman Osborn confronting Mysterio about the Sinister Six. So, thoughts on that?
Yeah, and we also know that Vulture and Scorpion are both in jail.
Yeah.
So it would correlate the same way. Norman Osborn could really rally up the Sinister Six in one visit to the jail cell. Yeah,
I mean, that's good that you brought that up, because, you know, what if Mysterio actually meets Vulture and Scorpion in jail? And in jail, you know, we could have villains that we haven't seen off screen, such as, you know, the Rhino, like bigger villains that we haven't seen on the big screen yet. We could see them all rallying up in jail, and then Norman Osborn can be the guy to bust them all out. So Norman Osborn being revealed in a Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene, you know, confronting Mysterio about the Sinister Six, and we see the Sinister Six basically assemble, not really with their suits yet, but seeing them assemble in jail, and with Norman Osborn finally being introduced as the guy who's gonna get them out and finally assemble the Sinister Six in order to take down Spider-Man. That would be the biggest post-credit scene, without a doubt, in Marvel history. So that's coming in at number 4 on the list.
Next on the list would be a Miles Morales reveal. I mean, we've seen in Spider-Man Homecoming, Miles Morales' uncle, Aaron Davis' cameo. So we know he's definitely in the universe, just not played out yet. But with the success of Into the Spider-Verse, I feel like the MCU would have to introduce Miles Morales.
Sooner or later.
Yeah. And with the introduction of the multiverse, it's an easy gateway to introduce him.
Yeah, it's a super easy gateway. I mean, with the multiverse, you can introduce literally virtually anyone. You can introduce the Fantastic Four, the X-Men. Like it's so easy to introduce a new set of characters with the multiverse. But it would definitely be smart of Marvel to introduce the characters such as Miles Morales. I actually did a post-credit scene theory about this, so you guys can check that out. Links will be in the description. But to introduce a character like Miles Morales in a post-credit scene for Spider-Man Far From Home, which is going to be a massive movie, this would get fans riled up because Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was so well received across everyone. Everyone's, you know, latching onto this character of Miles Morales. Everyone knows who he is now. Before Into the Spider-Verse, he was just a comics character. He wasn't that big. He was kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy before Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Like, no one knew who they were. And now, because he's becoming more well-known with the Into the Spider-Verse franchise, you know, the Spider-Man PS4 universe, he's becoming more well-known, and people are absolutely loving him. So with Marvel, you know, to make that move to diversify the universe just a bit more by introducing someone like Miles Morales, who would be a big player moving forward, that would be an awesome scene that would absolutely drop all of our jaws if we were to see that in a Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene. And I feel like now that we've seen the departure of Tony Stark, so Spider-Man doesn't have that mentor-student relationship anymore because Tony sacrificed himself in Endgame. But now the roles can be reversed. Now Spider-Man could be that mentor to someone else, such as a character like Miles Morales, who is, you know, just starting to become a hero. He doesn't know how to become a hero. So moving forward, we could see Tom Holland, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. This movie, he's going to become a man, and now he can teach the kid. He could teach the kid now that Spider-Man becomes a man in this movie. So moving forward, this would just add another layer, more stakes to the character of Spider-Man, because not only now is he starting to fall in love with the character of MJ, now he has Miles to look after. Because now that Miles is on the field working with Spider-Man, now that puts more on the character of Peter Parker. It adds more consequences, more stakes, more responsibility for the character of Spider-Man. And that's some more responsibility, more stakes. That's something we can all enjoy as an audience because it just adds more, and more is always better for the character of Spider-Man. Next on the list is a Chameleon Nick Fury reveal. So judging off of all the marketing from Spider-Man Far From Home, we are all speculating that Chameleon is in this movie. There was even an actor who is shortlisted to play the character of Dimitri, who is the secret identity of Chameleon in the comics, and who is the half-brother of Kraven. So we all are speculating that Chameleon is in this movie, and I think for him to be revealed to be the character of Nick Fury in this movie, that would be absolutely insane. And, you know, with a character like Nick Fury, who we all know and love, we've known him from, he's been a part of the past 10, 11 years of this Marvel Universe history. And for him to be revealed as Chameleon in this movie would absolutely be insane, because Samuel Jackson has been such a big part of this universe. Now, I'm not saying that Chameleon has been Nick Fury this whole time since the beginning of Iron Man 1, but for him to be revealed as Nick Fury in Spider-Man Far From Home, just in Spider-Man Far From Home, as he was the one who dragged Peter into this whole mess with Mysterio and all the elementals, adding more and working with Mysterio behind the scenes, that would absolutely be insane, because it's something that, you know, not the casual audience goer would expect, but we've all been speculating that Chameleon is in some form in this movie, and for him to be revealed as a big character such as Nick Fury, that'd be absolutely insane. So that's definitely one of more of the better Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene theories I've heard. But what do you think about Chameleon being revealed as Nick Fury in a post-credit scene?
That'd be amazing, because that'd just be an amazing plot twist. I don't think, the generic fans would see that coming. And I mean, Nick Fury's, everybody knows Nick Fury.
Yeah. And
everybody knows what he is. So just to see that he's been compromised and his character is not who we really think he is would be insane.
Yeah, because we just see Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury, and we feel comfortable with Nick Fury because he's been part of this universe for so long. But what if that, that comfortability, what if that gets exposed with a character such as Chameleon, who, now Peter, he doesn't know who to trust because he got exposed with his relationship with Nick Fury, who was Chameleon. Now Peter doesn't know who to trust anymore. So going forward, with Chameleon being revealed in a post-credit scene, he obviously would play a bigger role moving forward with like the next Spider-Man film. But now Peter has trust issues because he doesn't know who to trust, because anyone could literally be Chameleon. So that would just add more to the character of Spider-Man. And again, more is always better. So that would just be another thing that Spider-Man has to juggle moving forward, because now he's broken all his ties with Tony. Tony's not here anymore. He doesn't have that help, those luxuries that he had before, where he was basically pampered into becoming who he is today. Now, he's on his own. And even now that he's on his own, he can't trust the people closest to him. He can't trust Nick Fury. He can't trust Aunt May. He can't trust Happy, MJ, Ned. He can't trust anyone. And that just puts it all on him. And that's something we all want to see going forward with the character Spider-Man. We want to see him take on more responsibility and put more on himself, more on his shoulders. And the final Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene theory that we have on today's list is we have a Harry Osborn reveal. So Harry Osborn is a character that can so easily be introduced to Spider-Man's world. Easy. Foreign exchange student. Like, it's so incredibly easy to introduce a character like Harry Osborn. But in this post-credit scene, we could see something where we see the camera following a student, where it doesn't show his head. It just follows him through the hallways of Peter's high school. Then the student walks into a classroom, and then we see the back of his head. And then in the classroom, we see Peter, Ned, MJ, and other student characters that we know and love. And then the teacher introduces the kid as the new student, Harry Osborn. Again, this post-credit scene would carry so much weight because we know Harry Osborn is directly connected to a character like Norman Osborn, and that just brings so much. That just is a complete package deal with a character like Harry Osborn.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing I've always wanted to see, especially in this version of Spider-Man. I love the relationship between Harry Osborn and Peter Parker.
Yes.
And sadly, we haven't seen that because we have Ned and Peter Parker, but it's better late than never,
Yeah, and the Ned-Peter relationship is not that Harry-Peter relationship. Yeah. To be honest, guys, to be quite frank, I can give two shits about Ned. I don't care about Ned. I find Ned kind of annoying, to be honest. So I don't care about that. But you know what I did care about? I cared about Peter's relationship with Harry in that OG Raimi trilogy. I cared about that beef, that bad blood, but yet love behind all of that. Because Harry loved Peter, but yet that bad blood had to be there because he always thought that Peter was the one who killed his dad. And that just adds so more to that relationship. And I want to see that come to fruition on the big screen. So for someone like Harry Osborn to be so easily introduced in a scene like this, it's definitely something I can see happening, and something that sets up the future for Peter, not only Spider-Man, but for Peter Parker as well. Because we know that Peter Parker and Harry Osborn become best friends in the comics, and that's something that we would all love to see translate onto the big screen.
Yeah, and it's another character that doesn't know Peter Parker's identity.
Yeah.
Everybody, well, like we can see, everybody knows that Spider-Man or Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Basically.
And we can see how he has to juggle, hiding it from his best friend and being Spider-Man. So, yeah.
And that with that being a factor, and with the character of Peter in the MCU basically not caring at all about his secret identity because everyone knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, that could be how Norman Osborn finds out everything about Peter. Yeah. Because Harry and Peter's relationship is so closely intertwined and they have such a strong relationship. They know everything about each other. Harry tells Peter all his secrets. Peter tells Harry all his secrets, and you know they're boys. So, you know, that could be what directly, you know, causes those consequences between that relationship, causes consequences to Peter's life, because now Norman knows everything. And again, Norman, Oscorp, they're villains, they're bad guys. So they're gonna take advantage of the information that they're getting from a character like Harry Osborn within the Harry and Spider-Man relationship.
Yeah.
So there you guys have it. Those are the best Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene theories I have heard so far, and definitely the best theories Anthony's heard so far. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you guys think any of these theories are gonna happen? And if so, which one of these theories do you think is the most likely to happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, getting into giveaway details, guys, I'm giving away 2 of these Captain America Hot Toys collectibles. One at the 50K subscriber mark and one at the 100K subscriber mark. All you guys have to do to enter this giveaway is like this video, comment down below, and subscribe for an entry towards winning one of these 2 Captain America Hot Toys collectibles. So there you guys have it. There is the best Spider-Man Far From Home post-credit scene theories. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.